Hello Culers, it's Pablo here and welcome back to Barca Universal, and honestly, what on earth? Barcelona, after being 3-0 up in the first half, draw 3-3 with Celta Vigo away from home. Again, we've been remontada. It just feels like we can't have nice things at Barcelona right now. Oh, what honestly do we say with that one? How frustrating, how infuriating is that? How annoyed are we all feeling right now? God, that hurts. It really does, and it's hard to come here and now make the match review for it. But here we go, guys, because of course we do have a lot to talk about. My goodness me, Barcelona throw it all away again, just when things were looking positive after Xavi's arrival. But Juan's last game as coach, we thought, can we go out with a win? Of course we can't. Oh, what a nightmare. But let's try and break down the game, guys, in some form at least before we get into the ranting later. This is how Juan lined up, unchanged from the side against Dynamo, exactly how we thought. And to be honest, the first half, guys, can we have any complaints at all? Not really. Look, Celta started brightly. They had a chance with Aspas, and to be fair, I think all game long, Celta were very good, certainly attackingly, especially in the second half. And of course, our defence, we just can't really cope really with any pressure. But first half, we can only talk about positives. Ansu Fati put us 1-0 up brilliantly in about 4 minutes played. This was a great ball around the back from ALBA, to be fair, but it's all Ansu's work. He cuts inside. I'm not even sure if it takes a deflection, but from a very tight angle, Ansu lashes it into the far corner. Wonderful start for Barcelona. And then not even too long after that, Barcelona had a second, 17th minute played, and who else but Sergio Busquets, of all people, guys, to get on the score sheet. Brilliant finish from him. You've got to say, though, wonderful work from Nico on the left-hand side. We will be talking about Nico a little more in just a moment, I'm sure, but this was great play by the youngster. He gives it to Busquets, and the finish is really good. Maybe you're expecting there, to play out wide to Mingueza, but it's a great shot from Busquets, just curls it around Tapia, I believe, and puts it into the corner, and Barcelona, with under 20 minutes gone, in absolute dreamland. And then later came the third. This time it was going to be Memphis Depay on the score sheet. Again, it's brilliant play from Barcelona. Nico at the heart of it again. Really, really impressive dribble through the heart of the Celta midfield. He gets out left there. Jordi Alba there. Again, so dangerous from the left-hand side. Brilliant ball in. And Memphis there with the glancing header flicks into the far corner. 3-0 Barcelona. Were we dreaming? Maybe we were, judging by the way that the game's ended. But hey, there you go. Brilliant stuff from Barcelona. But Juan looked, buzzing on the sidelines. Everything was going well. We were playing very well indeed in a tough away ground. And we had the 3-goal lead. And certainly there, guys, before we get on to all the negatives, let's keep with a few more positives. We've got to say, I think Nico is just such a brilliant player. And also Gavi in there as well, of course. I thought Gavi did some really good defensive work, but certainly Nico, again, is a player you guys may know I'm a big fan's favourite of, really. I just think he's brilliant. I think Nico is a player ready now to really push on and kick on for Barcelona. He looks like a special player, in my opinion, and also a really prepared player. That's key. In Europe, in big games, when the going gets tough, Nico can do it, in my opinion, and Nico looks ready now to really lead Barcelona. So I think we've got one heck of a player there. Nico looks amazing, and you factor in all the other players we've got. That's the positive. That's the always, the thing we can come back to, I suppose, right now at Barcelona. Some of the young players we've got at our disposal are absolutely brilliant. And hopefully when Xavi comes in, I'm sure, he'll recognise that. However, let's move on, guys. Come on, we've had our nice fun. We've had the recap of the brilliant first half from Barcelona. About a minute before the half was up, this is when it all started to turn. Ansu Fati there goes down injured. He holds, I believe, his hamstring. And it's another injury for Ansu, another injury for Barcelona. But certainly when it's for Ansu Fati, it just hurts even more. So there you go. Ansu off injured. It hurts. It really does. It's frustrating. It's crap. We're all devastated about it. But hey, we're 3-0 up. That's the positive. We're 3-0 up. We're playing well. We've got the international break. It would have been great for Ansu to go there with Spain. He now won't be going. We come up for the second half. It's actually Balde who's chosen to replace Ansu. I think that subbing on itself may get a few critics there because that didn't really work in the second half. But then comes another injury, guys, because of course, Eric Garcia didn't come out for the second half either. He was replaced by Araujo. And then let's even get this one out of the way, guys, because in and amongst the chaotic second half, Nico also went off injured. So Nico, Eric Garcia, and Ansu Fati, they're all injured for Barcelona. That's, I believe, 10 or 11 players now injured for Barcelona, and it's just unmanageable. No manager in the world can deal with that, really, in my opinion. Not properly anyway. Say what you want, but Xavi already had a big job coming in. But if you just got so many players missing, especially the ones who are on form, then what have you got? Honestly, what have we got left right now? And that just hurts, I suppose. But now we've got over that. So look, amazing first half. Crappy injuries came in, and then here came the disaster. Barcelona came out in that second half and were just poor. So bad overall. That's the bottom line of it. We just weren't good enough. We weren't up for the challenge. And Celta, on the other hand, they clearly had a big rallying team talk at halftime. They decided at halftime, we are going to go for this comeback. And you know what? they really went for it. Celta never gave up, and eventually they got what they wanted. Right from the first whistle really in the second half, you just knew what was up. I turned and said to my family there, remontada, because you just know what's coming. It had the feeling, and we've seen it before for Barcelona. And honestly, you know how much it hurts watching those games when you know what's going to happen, and you just have that slight inkling saying, well, maybe it won't happen today, and then it does, and you're saying, yep, why did I ever think otherwise? That's exactly what happened again today, guys. We just cannot cope in these sorts of moments. When everything feels like it's going against us, we can't just put our foot on the ball and say no. It feels like we can't stop it. Even there at the end when it hit the 95th minute, we thought, yeah, we've stopped it, we've survived. And then we went over the 95th minute, and of course Aspas got his goal. But it started early, guys, and you could just see, like I said, that Celta were coming roaring here. And it is Aspas who gets his goal. A moment before this, Celta had one disallowed, but not this time. Again, it's poor defending. I think it's Mingueza who's way too tucked in. The ball comes over the left-hand side, and this really should be caught by Ter Stegen, in my opinion. The initial attempt from Javi Galan. Ter Stegen, poor error, deflects it, and Araujo clears it off the line, but not far enough because Aspas is there. You know, he just taps it in basically on the rebound, and it's 3-1 in about the 51st minute. That's not good at all for Barcelona. You know, we wanted to come out this second half and just kill the game off, really. Clearly, we weren't expecting Celta to be this, you know, fiery, but they were, and of course, we couldn't cope. And just after that, guys, the whole game, the whole second half, how horrible was that to watch? Celta looked so dangerous. We looked so incapable at the back. You know, they probably could and should have had a penalty when Mingueza nudged. I think Nolito was it there. Then again, they had several goals disallowed. Nolito had one disallowed actually for hitting his hand. And it was just an onslaught of Celta pressure. And even when we had the ball there, guys, it's not like Celta, you know, were tucked in their own half. There were spaces there. But guess what? We couldn't do anything with them. And you know why? Because basically we don't have many players left. It's Memphis up there on his own, and he didn't really get the ball enough in that second half. You know, you had players like Ricky who came off the bench. In my opinion, was just plain shocking. He did nothing. You know, if anything, he was completely ineffective for Barcelona. He didn't help out defensively. Was useless in attack. You know, even Abde off the bench, you know, the poor guy is just a young guy from La Masia, but again, very inexperienced. He was giving it away when he could have just passed the ball, and that maybe could have been that for Barcelona, but again, kept on giving the ball away, and you had Balde there, who's a young left back at left wing in a La Liga game. So Memphis was isolated up front there. Nico went off injured. Gavi went off later. Ansu went off injured. You know, Eric went off injured. Just everything fell on top of us, and the football we were producing in the second half was just shocking. And I think it was like the 75th minute when Celta finally got their second goal. And just the whole second half, it felt so long, didn't it? It just felt like time would never pass and that Celta eventually would get their desired 3-3 draw. And it's Nolito this time there who gets the header for 3-2. Again, not ideal defending, but Nolito there stoops to conquer and put Celta 3-2 up. You know, just before the 90th minute was up, De Jong had a good chance where he hit the crossbar. You know, again, if we were serious, really, we would have just killed the game in this second half. Like I say, there were spaces, there were opportunities for Barcelona, but of course we didn't make anything of it. And it was just an awful second half, guys, all round. You know, of course, in defence, we can't trust ourselves. That's a big worry too, by the way, because it's not like Xavi is going to come in and say, yeah, we're really going to shore up this defence. I don't think out of all the things Xavi will bring, defensive solidity is at the top of his list, in my opinion. So that's worrying considering the state of our defence right now. If we actually built some foundations to go on, that would be really positive, but I'm just not sure if I can see that happening. And then, of course, came the drama. Of course it did. There I was, stood up, waiting for the game to end. I'm thinking, come on, please. Make it through one of these. Make it through one of these horrible second halves we've seen against Roma, against Liverpool. And look, of course, it doesn't have the same effect. And we're not as devastated after this game as we were after those. You know, not at all. You know, we're 9th in La Liga, for goodness sake. You know, we know what it is right now. It's not devastating, but it's just plain annoying. It really, really hurts. How frustrating that. It just rips through, doesn't it? 5 minutes were added on there. I'm not sure why 5 were added on. I think we can all agree, you know, La Liga just said, go on, you know, Barca deserve this. Get them this little comeback here. Celta will have them. And that's exactly what they did. They just waited. And again, I turned to my family and I said, they're waiting for Celta to score here. The 5 minutes were up. They were waiting. They were waiting. They were waiting. And then about, I think, 40 seconds into the 5th minute of stoppage time, it's Aspas who gets the ball pulled back to him. And I think we all knew where this was ending up. A brilliant finish from Aspas. He takes his shirt off again. And we've seen the image all before, guys. Barcelona have been struck. The faces of our players there as we all drop to our knees on the floor. It's just another disaster. Barcelona pulled back in Vigo. Another nightmare. And this time in Barjuan's last game in charge, we collapse again. Honestly, what an awful afternoon. It really, really hurts. And that right there was my match review of Celta Vigo 3, Barcelona 3. We don't get a win before the international break. Again, we don't win in La Liga. Again, we are pulled back. Again, there's so many issues in the team and so goddamn many injuries. But yeah, I'm going to end it there. Xavi is coming. He will be here after the international break. But that is where we're going to end it there, guys. Another disaster for Barcelona. Another nightmare, really. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye.